Do you know that you can actually end up in jail for keeping money you found on the ground, depending on what it is and what you do after picking it up? Watch on so you know what this is all about and how it's related to pay now. So, if you are still subscribed to the Beneath or Finance Keepers, Losers, Weepers, well, you better change your Beneath because people have been jailed for keeping things they found in Singapore. Back in 2018, a woman found a Samsung phone in the toilet. The owner had sought help from the building security officer, and CCTV showed that the woman was the only person who entered the toilet before the phone went missing. When confronted, the woman denied taking the phone, but eventually confessed to taking the phone 10 days later. She was sentenced to a week's jail, and in 2019, a Grab driver found a bag left behind by his passengers. He kept the money and phone from the bag and threw away the other contents of the bag. He was arrested 4 months later, although it's unknown how the police managed to track him down. He was sentenced to 3 weeks imprisonment and had to compensate his victims over $7,500, much more than the amount he took. So, why am I telling you all this? This is just a PSA to my wife for taking my credit card to buy Weibo items on Shopee, and if you continue to do that, you'll be jailed. It's because these people were charged under a criminal law called the dishonest misappropriation of property. So, why talk about this? If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Here's the thing, I have been seeing many TikTok video skits whereby a person drops some money. Another person will then step on the money and take the money in a comedic way. I mean, it's funny and all lah. It's just pure brain rot content, but it's actually illegal. You see, the easiest way to describe the offense of dishonest misappropriation of property is this. You take something that doesn't belong to you, and even when you know explicitly that it doesn't belong to you, you still keep it for your own benefit without trying to return it to the owner. But here's the thing, according to the illustration mentioned in the law, it explicitly said that it is not an offense if you pick up a dollar on the ground but have no idea whom it belongs to and therefore kept it. However, it's different if you know who it belongs to. And let's say you pick up an envelope with the money inside and also a note stating this money belongs to Gombilang. If you take the money, then you are committing the offense. Does that mean that it's only an offense if you know who it belongs to? Well, no. Here's where it gets more complicated. Let's say you pick up an expensive ring on the street and you didn't try to find the owner but immediately sell it. Then it's an offense even if you didn't know who the owner is. Therefore, the whole idea is simple. If you find something, can you return it to the owner or even try to return to the owner? If you can and still keep it, then you're committing an offense. If you cannot and keep it, well, maybe not lah. Which is why, if you think about it, it's always safer to just not take things that don't belong to you, even if you find $10 on the ground. Now, this brings us to the meat of this video. How is it related to pay now? By now, you should know that when you drop $10 on the floor and Gombilang pick it up and didn't return it to you, she's committing an offense. Well, the same idea applies to a pay now transaction. If you want to transfer $10 to Tan Ziwei but accidentally transfer to Gombilang instead, Gombilang will be committing an offense if she didn't return to you. It's the same idea, just that instead of something physical, it has become something digital. In fact, the section on dishonest misappropriation of property in the penal code has this exact example, saying A received money transferred to his bank account from Z's bank account. A then discovered that Z did not intend to transfer the money to him. A retains the money and appropriates it to his own use. A is guilty of an offense under this section. Yeah, so this means technically speaking, if someone refuses to return any wrongful transfer of money back to you, you can indeed call the cops on him or her. And anyone who is found guilty of this offense can face a jail term of up to 2 years and or a fine. Now, to know why banks will not just help you to reverse the pay now transaction instead, watch this. Also, if you want to advertise with us, even as a standalone video, do contact us. Thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.